next month, June, June started, and we had Bakari's first baseball camp, and it was every weekend in June, and it was good. He did good, but the first practice that we had, he he wanted to take his Spider-Man bat, right? And it's this, big old one of those plastic size bat. That's what he wanted to hit with. He already had a glove. He didn't have a bag or nothing. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, this camp was for 3 to 5 year olds, so it's not going to be too serious, right? But no, we got there and everybody had sports bags, they had metal bats, and they were souped up. And I was so embarrassed. I cried afterwards. But I was embarrassed because, one, he was the only little black kid there. So, like, we looked like we weren't ready or couldn't afford a good bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt so, or like we weren't prepared or something. So I was like, oh no, we cannot do this. So we went to Academy and we got him a little baseball bag and a metal bat. And next practice we were ready. We came prepared, locked in. I didn't know we were gonna be trusting 3-year-olds with metal bats all around each other, but I digress. They're ready to get them serious. So um and like I feel like the coaches weren't used to teaching toddlers. Like, they weren't used to or know how to teach toddlers, because they were like, all right guys, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna run the bases and we're gonna throw the ball and da da da, like talking this fast, when in reality, like, you gotta be like, all right, Bakari, you're gonna come over here, you're gonna go to first base, second base, third base. You gotta tell them each step. And Bakari was like a little unfocused, I would say. I feel like he just couldn't process everything that they were saying. So they had running bases. They had fielding, just like rolling the ball to each other and practicing putting your hand over it and catching it. And then they had just straight hitting. And so he did good on hitting. He's a little lefty, so that's fun. He did good on fielding. And then bases. So they had them like hit the ball on the tee and then run the bases. And this fool was trying to hit and keep the bat and run. And then he would like run straight to second. And yeah, so we got to work on that, but it's all good. Um, so I'm excited to do some home drills, work with him, start getting him in all the sports so he can, work on, not just focus on one, but work on his athleticism as a whole. And then we had the photo shoot that we did. So I found the studio on Facebook and they were running like this little cowboy contest, and we won. And like they called me and they were like, hey, we want you to be a part of the shoot. I think that would be so cute. Da, da. And now I know that this was just a ploy to get me to actually spend money and get more pictures, because what we won, it was like a 20-inch, like this big picture. And they're a portrait studio. So they do like oil-based canvases or something like that. And so what we won, that small little picture, it was retailed or valued at $1,000. And so to get more of them, I wanted 4 pictures. No, actually, I just really wanted 3 pictures, and they were trying to run me to like $800. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, we won something. I don't feel like we're getting a good deal. So I got them down to like 230 or something. And the lady, she was like, oh, well, I love the pictures so much. She's so cute. I'll throw in a 4th one for free. And I was like, okay, thanks. Like, yay. And so I signed the paperwork and everything. And then when I got home, I was looking over it, and to me, the way I was doing the math, it basically, I felt like I paid for the 4th one, and I didn't ask for the 4th one. She said she was throwing it in there as a solid, but when I was looking at it, it was like, this is the price for 4. And so I got in the car, I drove back up there before they closed, and I was like, explain this to me, because you threw this in here on your own will, and what's going on? And so she basically said that she did the price of the 3 and she spread it over the 4 pictures, but the full price of the 3 she discounted. So it was like I was getting a 4th one free. And it kind of made sense, but it kind of didn't. And I felt bad because it was a Black lady, and she was basically like, yeah, like, I wasn't supposed to do this, and this is how I did it so it could make sense and in our books. And I was just like, man, like, okay, whatever. Like, what's done is done at this point. I'm glad that I got them because they're so cute. The only pictures, like professional pictures, we have of Bakari are when we did his 6-month pictures, which were so cute. So I really wanted them, and we didn't have any professional with us in Bakari, which we have to do with Key now. But I've always seen my mom have her own pictures with her and my brother, and so I wanted something like that too. Oh, and so the end of June, we went to our first dirt track race. The track, we were supporting Zayden. He's 15, and he's been racing these cars since he was 8 years old, and it was his first time on the big track. And so it was really exciting. I got to do the little recap video because I was looking and like on their page, they go live every race, but this age, social media, they want like close ups and stuff. So I was really glad I was able to do that for him. It was super special. But man, like, so they have every car. Like, they have the big, like, I don't even know what they're called, but like in cars, those kind of cars. And then they have the little sprint cars. And so we got to see each race, and the dirt that comes off of these cars when they're taking their turns, crazy. Like, goggles, long sleeve pants. Like, I'm not coming to a dirt track without the essentials. I did not know it was going to be that crazy. And here in Amarillo, this flat old land in Windy City, like, any dirt that you pick up is just going to multiply. So when we got home, I swear I felt the layer, just a whole layer of dirt on me, which, ugh, be prepared. Definitely should check it out if you haven't been, but yeah, be prepared.